Hi, and thanks for joining me today. This is Mike with Designs by M, and today I am bringing you a rainbow-themed card through the Just Cards video hop. Please make sure to check the description box below so you can link to the next video in the video hop. And again, today's themes are rainbow cards. So here's the card I'm going to be making today. As you can see, it does have a rainbow in the bottom of the card. I did enjoy putting this together, and I'm really enjoying using my distress inks, and I'm going to go ahead and show you the inks that I used, and then I went ahead and finished it off with some glossy accents to give it a little bit of a raindrop look at the bottom. So I am using a Let's Celebrate stamp that I had in my collection, a piece of white cardstock that's 1 1/4 by 4 3/4, another white that's 2 1/4 by 4 3/4, a black cardstock that's 3 3/4 by 5 inches, and then the card base, which is 4 1/4 inches tall by 5.5 inches wide, which is a top folding card. I am going to be using my glossy accents. I am going to be using 2 blenders, as well as the blender foams, and my VersaFine ink. So for the inks, I'm using Festive Berries, Dried Marigold, Squeezed Lemonade, Mowed Lawn, Peacock Feathers, Faded Jeans, and Seedless Preserves. And I am going to be using my stamping platform to stamp the sentiment. So this is actually a really easy process. I've only done this once or twice before, so I'm definitely not an expert. But you're just going to go ahead and ink up your blender tool and go ahead and apply some ink, and then go to the next color and do the same, and then overlap the previous color a little bit. And if you didn't get a really good blend, like in this part I didn't think I got a really good blend, I went back to the Festive Berries and added a little bit more Festive Berries, and then went back and did a little bit more Dried Marigold. And I just kind of went back and forth that way throughout the whole process. As you can see, there are some inks that are a little bit more juicier than others, and so they were a little overpowering, so I went back and I kind of toned them down a little bit by going over them a couple different times and going back to the prior color as well. But overall, I think I got a really nice blend, and I'm really happy with the way this entire process came out. So sit back and enjoy, and I'll meet back up with you when the rainbow is done. So I'm really happy with the way that this came out. I think it blended really nicely. Now, because this is distress ink, I could have went in and added some water splatter, but I really liked it the way it was, so I decided not to in this case. So now it's time to stamp my sentiment. Again, I am using my stamp platform, and I'm using VersaFine Black Onyx ink. What I really like about using the stamping platform is if I don't get a really good impression, I can just go ahead and stamp it again. And now I am happy with the way that's stamped. So let's move on. So now it's time to go ahead and put the card together. As you can see on the back of this piece, you can see some glue residue. That is because I put it on and it was crooked, so I had to take it off. You'll see that on the back of the black there. But as you know from watching my videos, that I do make mistakes and I do call them out, because I think it's important to know that people do make mistakes and you can recover from them. So I went ahead and added the rainbow to the bottom, leaving a little bit of border. And now I'm going to go ahead and add the sentiment. I am using glue just so that I can move it around a little bit. I knew if I used tape, there was no way I was going to align this properly, and it would have been a lot harder to pull up after the fact. And now it's time to add the panel to the card base. And again, I am going to go ahead and use glue. You can see my earlier mess up there, which is fine because it will be hidden. So I'm going to go ahead and glue that down at an angle. And I really like that. That looks nice. And now I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of sequins. I like using sequins because it gives just a little bit of, you know, it hits the lights and gives it a little bit of glimmer, and I really like that. Plus it can hide any mistakes. If you have any mistakes, they definitely can hide mistakes. So the way I usually do add the sequins is add a little bit of glue off onto a piece of paper, and then I use my pick-me-up tool, and I feel like a surgeon, and I kind of place it, and then I use the little tool to hold it in place while I pull away the sticky part. So now I'm going to go ahead and use some glossy accents. As you can see, it does go on a little milky, but when it dries, they are completely clear. And I was going for a raindrop look. And you'll see from the last photo that I do display at the end of the video, it really does look like raindrops to me, and I'm really happy with the way it came out. And that probably took about a couple hours to dry, depending on how big the circles or the drops that you make, and the weather depends on how long it takes to dry. And so there you have it. That is the rainbow card for today. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Please don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. And please don't forget to check the description box below for the other videos in the video hop. Thanks all, and have a great day.